The Hand of Radiance 5 spell in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition is a powerful evocation cantrip that allows clerics to harness the divine energy of their deity to smite their foes with radiant light. This spell, introduced in the Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, is a favorite among players who enjoy playing clerics, as it provides an effective way to deal damage to multiple enemies simultaneously. With that hyped up intro, in this article we will delve into every aspect of the Hand of Radiance spell, from its mechanics and uses to strategies for maximizing its effectiveness in your campaigns. So, mechanics of Hand of Radiance is as followed. It is a cantrip spell. Its cast time is 1 action, range is 5 feet, its components are verbal and somatic, its duration is instantaneous, and the school is evocation, and its effect is reads as followed. Target can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn. Until then, the hand of clings to the target. Undead targets have disadvantage on attack rolls against you until the end of your next turn. Now let's take a look at its description here. You raise your hand and burning radiance erupts from it. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of you must succeed on a constitution saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage. We will talk about it in its overview section, but now look at its scaling damage. So at higher levels, the damage of Hand of Radiance increases as followed. At 5th level, the damage increases to 2d6. At 11th level, the damage increases to 3d6. At 17th level, the damage increases to 4d6. However, this scaling makes Hand of Radiance a reliable source of radiant damage throughout your cleric's sorcerer. Now let's move on to the spell's description overview. When you cast Hand of Radiance, you channel divine energy to produce a burst of radiant light. This light targets up to 3 creatures you choose within 5 feet of you. Each creature must succeed on a constitution saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage. This damage increases as you gain levels, making it a scalable and potent choice for clerics at any level. Now let's move on to its uses. The strategic uses of Hand of Radiance. Crowd control. The first use is crowd control. Hand of Radiance is particularly effective in situations where you are surrounded by multiple enemies. The ability to target up to 3 creatures within 5 feet allows clerics to deal significant damage to clustered foes, helping to control the battlefield and protect allies. Now the second alternative use is radiant damage advantage. Radiant damage is one of the least resisted damage types in 5e, making Hand of Radiance highly effective against a wide variety of enemies, including undead and fiends who are often vulnerable to radiant damage. This makes the spell an excellent choice for campaigns featuring these types of creatures. Now let's try this spell combining with other spells. So Hand of Radiance can be combined with other spells and abilities to maximize its effectiveness. For example, casting Spirit Guardian's creates an area where enemies take radiant damage at the start of their turn. Following up with Hand of Radiance can deal additional damage to any enemies who are within 5 feet, compounding the radiant damage they take. Now let's check out its tactical cons- considerations. First tactical consideration is positioning. Since Hand of Radiance has a range of only 5 feet, positioning is crucial. Clerics must be in close proximity to their targets, which can put them at risk. Using spells like Shield of Faith or Sanctuary can help protect the cleric while they position themselves to use Hand of Radiance effectively. Now let's move on to its second tactic, Save or Suck. The spell requires a Constitution saving throw, which many monsters have high bonuses against. To mitigate this, consider using abilities or spells that impose disadvantage on saving throws, such as the Bane spell to increase the likelihood that enemies will fail their saves and take full damage from Hand of Radiance. Now let's move on to its role playing and flavor. Role playing and flavor. The first one is Divine Light. Casting Hand of Radiance can be a dra- dramatic and visually striking event in the game. Describe how your cleric channels the light of their deity, causing their holy symbol to glow and emit beams of radiant energy. This not only enhances the narrative but also reinforces your character's connection to their divine power. Now, the second one is signature move. The signature move is reads as followed. As a cleric, you can make Hand of Radiance your signature move, using it frequently in combat to establish your presence as a beacon of divine wrath. This can become a defining feature of your character, particularly if you choose a deity associated with light or the sun. Now let's check out its maximizing damage output. In this section, we will discuss about two aspects such as enhancing radiant damage and the second one is critical hits. Now let's begin with enhancing radiant damage. Several class features and spells can enhance the damage output of Hand of Radiance. For example, the Divine Strike feature available to Cleric domains adds additional radiant damage to your attacks. Pairing this with Hand of Radiance can significantly boost your damage output. And the second one is critical hits. Since Hand of Radiance targets multiple creatures, the chances of rolling a critical hit increases. When you do score a critical hit, double the dice rolled for the spell's damage, which can result in substantial burst damage, especially at higher levels. Now we will discuss about now let's check out its multi-class synergies. The multi-class synergies are first one is Paladin. Combining clerics levels with Paladin can be particularly effective. Paladins have abilities like Divine Smite, which can be used in conjunction with Hand of Radiance to deal additional radiant damage. This multi-class option provides both offensive and defensive benefits, enhancing the cleric's overall combat effectiveness. Now the another class is Sorcerer. Taking a few levels in Sorcerer can also provide benefits. The Twin spell meta magic option allows you to target an additional creature with Hand of Radiance, effectively increasing its reach and damage potential. Now let's check out some commonly asked questions about this Hand of Radiance spell. So the first question is this spell worth using at higher levels? Then the answer is yes, absolutely. The scaling damage of Hand of Radiance ensures it remains a competitive cantrip throughout your cleric's progression. The ability to target multiple enemies and deal radiant damage makes it valuable even at higher levels, especially in encounters with numerous enemies. Now the second question is, can Hand of Radiance be cast as a reaction? The answer is no. The Hand of Radiance can only be cast as an action. However, its instantaneous effect means it can be used in combination with other spells or abilities that require a bonus action or reaction, allowing for versatile combat strategies. Now, the third question is, does Hand of Radiance work with spellcasting focus? Yes, it is. As long as you met the verbal component requirement, you can use your spellcasting focus to cast the spell. This means your holy symbol or other divine focus can be used to channel the spell's energy. The Hand of Radiance spell is a versatile and powerful tool for clerics in D&D 5e. Its ability to deal radiant damage to multiple enemies combined with its scalability makes it an excellent choice for clerics seeking to maximize their combat effectiveness. By understanding its mechanics, strategic uses, and potential synergies with other spells and classes, players can fully leverage the power of their Hand of Radiance to shine as champions deities. But before we end our video, we have a quick announcement about our social media platforms. So, first and foremost, we have a website called dnd5ebackgrounds.com. So, you can check that website as well. And of course, we have written so many reviews regarding D&D 5th edition about spells, feats, monsters, races, backgrounds, classes, invocations, etc. etc. So please do visit that website. The website name is dnd5ebackgrounds.com and we will leave that link in the description and comment section as well. And of course, we have social media platforms like Pinterest, Reddit, Medium, and of course, this YouTube channel. So please make sure to follow us on these social media platforms and don't forget to subscribe this YouTube channel. And for more updates about D&D 5th edition content, do a regular visit to our website called dnd5ebackgrounds.com. That being said guys, I hope you all have a great day and as always, happy casting everyone.